Hello on for a little bit different video. So this is one of my bigger projects this league. It's supposed to be my second one, but something happened with the Legion stuff, so I deleted all the project stuff from that. But this is pretty much the prominent farming for the patient cards that were said to be mega nerfed this league. So I wanted to test it myself by actually like juicing the maps and seeing like the average patient card drop, because I've heard you can get pretty much garbage now with them. And this is pretty much me doing, you saw in the last video of me actually running the full map with the Polished Legion, Polished Harb, Polished Div, Gilded Elder, and then using the compass, the Delimir, the Legion, the Alva, and the Harbinger, just to full juice the maps and run them. This video had no gameplay just because the last video had the gameplay for it. Otherwise this video would be like a 40-minute video. But pretty much from running the 40 maps, it was pretty interesting. So, like, the 40 maps alone cost about 2,100 divine chaos, which at today's ratio is about 11.7 divines at 180. And then each map alone was roughly 53 chaos per map is what I was running. Which, investing more into it, it's worth it this league, especially because how bad the drops are. You need to buff your maps so much. But pretty much this is the actual breakdown of what the investment was. Like the maps like 460 C, Polished Divination, this is all bulk price. Was like 240. The Harbinger was pretty cheap at 1 chaos, like 40. Legion, 240. Gilded Elder is like 200. And then this is what I paid at the time of the video. These prices have been changing every day pretty much. But like Delimirs, I'm at 50 C each, at 500 chaos. The Harbinger one at 50, the Alva one at 80, and the Legion one at 150. The Legion one has been jumping up and down. They were going anywhere from 30 to 40 chaos each, so I did 35 as a medium. Delimir, same thing, between 45 to 50, about most of mine at 50. And then Harbinger and Alva aren't worth anything. And then also Legion on the map device. So pretty much from all of this whole project was pretty much just how much patient cards. It's not about the actual drops, because no matter what, yes, it's guaranteed money. This league, if you just run Legion on your map device, you're guaranteed money. Legion alone pays for everything this league. It's stupid. But pretty much from everything, I didn't include everything in this. Like all these basic maps I dropped, I didn't include these in the value just because some people sell them for a couple C each, but it's not really worth calculating. Same with like the random Uba, but I didn't know that was all my blue filter. But pretty much on like 2 Conquer maps, 2 Shaper maps, and 2 Elder maps. This tab was interesting. So we got 16 simulacrums from this, and with 150 left over. So I did brick 5 maps when running this. So this would have been closer to 20 if I didn't brick the maps. So for me, a brick map was anything under 120 splinters. Because you should be able to hit 120 pretty easily with running this strategy without a problem. One map, I had my thing just got turned off right in the beginning somehow, so I only got 2 splinters. I had one map where I think I clicked on so much negative resistance that I was getting one shot by everything and that lost that map. And a bunch of other maps between like 80 to 100, but pretty much the average is, it's about 123 splinters, the average per map I was getting. And that includes all my brick maps too, which is not bad. And like all the random deli orbs, which you do get a lot of, that sell very high. So the price I have for these right now is just what Ninja has them at. If you're selling these, if 5 or plus, it pretty much makes them all starting price 10 chaos at the lowest, because they're so expensive if they're bulk priced. Currency. So this was pretty interesting. With the Harbingers was pretty much where all the annulments and the ancient orbs came from, and the exalted orbs. A lot of these 3 was all from running Harbinger, which I was very surprised on. I think Harbinger is 100% worth it, just because of the the price of annulment orbs are now actually going up in price. It's like 9 chaos in bulk, close to 10. Ancient orbs are like, I would say they're probably around the 10 chaos mark, 9 for like 8, 9 if you want to go quick, but that's for singles. If you have bulk, you're looking at about 15 chaos each, which The Ancient Orbs alone paid for a big chunk of this. Yeah, that's not it. Oh, shit. 23 times... So yeah, about 45 chaos alone just from... Well, that fixes it. Just from the Ancient Orbs. Which pretty much alone paid for all the Harbingers. So like Harbingers like 40 chaos plus 50 chaos. So alone, like even the Norman Orbs paid for the whole thing. But like it's free money. Why not take Harbinger? If you're reading Headhunter, Harbinger is broken. Because the amount of buffs that Headhunter gives from Harbinger is absolutely insane. Especially if you get the boss Harbinger. But like a lot of like all the chaos here is not drops. This is from trades and temples. So pretty much I made 844 chaos just from running Alva by taking the I'll show in the tree later, but the points that give the they have a chance of doubling. Pretty much the temples that sold very high was the gem chambers sold at 100 chaos. This is just by himself. The worst, pretty much the gem chamber, the double corruption chamber, and the sacrificial chamber, the three that sell. Sacrificial is the worst, but pretty much the gem and the what the other one? The gem and double corruption were pretty much my money makers on where all this came from, because each one of those between 85 to 125 chaos each, and then like 350 chaos in trades. So like that's pretty much where like 90% of the chaos orbs came from. We had pretty much this was actually 3 divine orbs dropped. The last divine orb came from a trade for one of the temples. I just took out the chaos from here. But like overall it's pretty random. A lot of the currency from this came from the altars. Like all the stack decks that are here. A lot of like all the pretty much any currency that's used on mapping, like the chisels, the sextants, like all that random stuff is all just from altars. Divination, I didn't include all this in the breakdown. Like we had the Dragon's Heart that was worth money. The 2 chaos, I just count these as 10 chaos. The Darker Half, which sells. And then this is the interesting one, the Patient cards. We had 15 drop in 40 maps, which is a lot more than I expected. I was expecting maybe to see like 3 or 4. I was very surprised to see this. They go for about 45 chaos each right now. And then if you, pretty much the 15 of these could have been pretty lucky. I would say roughly 10 of them came from Legion. Just from opening the chest on them, these popped out. Killing Legion mobs. It's just Legion is a big factor in getting patient cards in this map. So if you're running this map, I 100% recommend don't run it unless you have Legion invested into. Because Legion alone will pretty much give you the patient cards, where all mine came from. Which is like which they go for like 45 chaos each, so it's definitely alone paid for a big chunk of this project. And like all the random divination cards on here I didn't really care about. Essence I didn't include, because without getting the higher stuff, Essence ain't worth shit. Especially these ones you need. Fragment tab, so 8 Marikith, 7 Templar, and 15 of the other garbage ones. Is pretty surprisingly. I didn't expect to get 8 Marikiths, but this is a big chunk of currency. Like these aren't worth anything. Not worth anything. A lot of random scarabs. We did have one God Touch scarab that dropped, and I think I had 2 currency ones that didn't drop anything. But pretty much like that's where all the winged scarabs came from, was all from the God Touch, and that's where a lot of the bulk gilded ones came from. Like 90% of these are all from the God Touch, and like all the random other ones in here is not too much. Like 1 invitation set and an Atlas one. Fossils, this pretty much, I would say about 80% of this is from the incubators, because you get so many incubators while doing this. That's where most of the fossil ones came from. Oils don't drop, and Metamorph I don't include because I don't take Metamorph. But the actual breakdown, so come here. There you are. So the currency tab is about 3,000 chaos, about 17 divines. Fragment tab and the scarab tab I broke up. Hold on, let me close this, is annoying. There you go, it's better. So the fragment tab is about 4 divines, 727. Scarab tab is about 1 divine at 193. Divination cards, I only count, like I said earlier, which is about 775, about 4 divines. So this wasn't included into the actual pricing, but the patient cards alone was 675, which pretty much, I would say the patient cards alone is pretty much all your cards come from. So it's like 100 chaos alone from the other random couple cards. But like 90% of your divination will come from patients. Fossils is 105. And then like I included the Conquer, Elder, and Shaper maps. These aren't really that big of a deal in this. But the Deli Orbs, this is a big chunk of change. This was 1135, not including bulk, about 6 divines. So from all of this, so I made 6,000 chaos doing this, about 34 divines. And then, that's actually not correct, actually, hold on. This number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on, why is the number the same, actually? This is A, B, C. Okay, whatever. This is not correct, but something got screwed up here, but I'm just going to leave it for now. But pretty much, this is the only number that actually matters, is that we profited 4,000 chaos from this, which is roughly... I want to know why this is messed up. E14. Oh, it's on E5. That's why. So we're going to E14. So that might explain why this isn't working correctly. There we go. So we profited 22 divines from 40 maps, which is definitely not bad. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. Especially for a build that's not the fastest, but it's fun to play. But the whole point of this project wasn't really to show how much profit you'll make by running like juiced prominent maps. It's more just to see how many patient cards drop. That's the whole point of this video. Dropped a lot more than I expected. Like 15 is a lot better than based on what I've heard from other people who are getting a lot less with full like MF gear and like running like a lot more investment in the maps than I am doing. Mine's just basic, easy to get stuff from TFT, and I just went with it. But that's pretty much the video. Oh yeah, I forgot about this part too, actually. Is this one? Yeah. So the Atlas tree I ran with is pretty straightforward. Alva, block off everything except for Legion and Delirium. Have both of the map tier higher nodes just because I wanted to keep them. This side is pretty much inspecting into Delirium. Like here is just the 3 for the rewards. Here is everything except for the percent chance because we're already putting a free mirror in there. The Delirium mirror section. This one I don't think is worth shit. I pretty much every time I got a unique boss, they don't drop anything and they don't drop any splinters. So this one definitely was trash. I'd probably take this point off if I was doing this again. This one, I definitely do like this one, additional wards. It triggers a lot. Because I did Alva, I took the Alva cluster. This is pretty much the only reason why I made money on Alva. Without this, the 6 points here, Alva is not going to make as much money for you. This is how Alva makes all your money. Is by taking both of these to get the chance to gain the extra stuff. You know, going this way, the rarity wheel, the Harbinger boss wheel. Down this way, the free Harbinger, the free Legion. This points right at the end was just mainly to make the cooldown recovery rate faster and add extra points to waste. You know, the usual Legion clusters I've been running all league. Since I'm doing Eater, I just took the full Eater wheel, Legion wheel. I did notice, I tried with and without this. You're definitely going to want to make sure that you take the 40% increased duration because it sucks without this. Because the map, if the half the Legion spawns on the top half of the map, and you don't have a cooldown on your flame dash or any movement skill, you will end up losing your Legion. So the 40% just is a safety cushion. You know, mostly my Eater combination I always run. And then I just took extra points at the end because I don't need shrines with the Headhunter. I just took the effect modifier triangle on top. I think that's pretty much everything. Those don't matter. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything if I could think of. But yeah, pretty much 15 patients what we got out of this. I thought it'd be a little bit more, but I was hoping to get 16 by the end of this, but I'll take the 15, even with me breaking a bunch of maps. But if you'd like to see a subscribe below, find Twitch. I'll link the Atlas tree in the description below. I'm not gonna put the build because it's the same build I put it in 2 videos ago, but with just a headhunter on instead. So I'm not gonna link the build for this one. It's just a normal cold BV power charge stacking build with headhunter. But hope you liked the video. I'll see everyone on the next one.